This is BS. This is BS. Why are we here? I am going to call corporate.
Who the hell gave this guy a video camera? Welcome, I guess, into another edition of BSing with Big Nate. Good luck.
Looking for love in all the wrong places. So many names, so many faces. Stuck in a rut, I'll keep my eyes shut. I don't recognize myself anymore. Hi, nice to meet you. What do you do? Not for a career, but with the guy who takes some time in you. Time as we try to find you, and I can work out riding high in the clouds with you. But I know you'll leave me too. I'm stuck in a rut, I'll keep my eyes shut. Deep down, I know I'll leave you. Welcome to my never-ending chase of how I'm told I'll find my place. When I find the one that's right for me, they say I'll know when I see her face. I've lost myself and need some help. Who are you? Not sure, but you'll do. At least for tonight, maybe I'll find myself in you. I'm lost in the maze, made of my own, and I'm just looking for my one way home. I'm stuck in the rut, keep my eyes shut. Maybe when I wake up, I will know why some stay and why some leave. Why it feels like there's no one for me. This is the game I hate the most. One minute you're here, the next you ghost. Where did consideration go? Thinking about how we let others know that the fight ain't right and we just might feel better if we just clarify. I've lost myself and need some help. Who are you? Not sure, but you'll do. At least for tonight, maybe I'll find myself in you. I'm lost in the maze, I'm made of my own, and I'm just looking for my one way home. I'm stuck in a rut, keep my eyes shut. Maybe when I wake up, I will know. You should come so easily, and yet you can't commit to me. I feel like it's hanging in front of me. Still I find myself lost in the sea. Another day, another story. Tell me, are you the one for me? For some reason, and we aren't sure, we decide to leave each other abruptly. I've lost myself and need some help. Who are you? Not sure, but you'll do. At least for tonight, baby, I'll find myself in you. I'm lost in the maze, I'm made of my own, and I'm just looking for my one way home. I'm stuck in a rut, keep my eyes shut. Maybe when I wake up, I will know.
That was Almost Gone with Rut, and we are officially kicking off the 2022 season of BS with Big Nate. I am joined by Nick. Of course, if you watched the show before, you're probably familiar. He's been him and Almost Gone and a little seasons action. He's a veteran of the show, if you will. Nick, thank you for joining me.
Dude, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
So, first and foremost, I don't think we've talked since Rut came out. So I kind of want to start there, and then I've got a lot of things I want to talk to you about. Where's that song come from for you guys?
Rut was written, I think it's a message a lot of people can relate to. It's about this world we're living in, where We have smartphones and apps for dating now, and it seems like that's the main route that people go now is they go to Tinder or Bumble or Hinge, and everyone is so exposable, or disposable, I should say. Like it's like if you swipe, and if you like that person, you keep talking to them. If not, you swipe left, you ghost them, and you don't ever have to see them again. You can have another one of those tomorrow. And so it's the story of Rut is about like how did we get to this point as a society where it's like we've thrown manners out the window. Like when you think about like ghosting somebody, like I'm in a relationship. I've been for 3 years, so I've been out of the dating game for a while. But I was using all those apps and stuff, a while back, and it's like it's so like cold to just ghost somebody. You literally just stop talking to them for no apparent reason that they're aware of, and they're just left to guess. And so that's where Rut comes from. It's about being stuck in a rut, as we call it.
No, I mean it's the absolute worst in interpersonal communications. I've got to send you a picture after we get done with this. Facebook being what it is. I saw an ad for just what I think is the most absurd thing. Don't get me wrong, Sheets is one of my favorite places to go. You're making a beer run, a snack run, whatever. Sheets has you covered. But now they've started their own dating app, Sheets Singles. So why does Sheets need a dating app?
Who is
Like, are
on
we
the
going
Sheets?
on a date in the Sheets? Are there rewards points? Because I know they've got like their fan levels. Like right now, I'm a Sheets freak. What's the goal there? What's their end game?
Dude, who is on the Sheets dating app is a more important question. You have all these options. Why would your go-to be the Sheets dating app? I don't know. Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe like the first date you get like some like burrito or something from Sheets or something for free.
Can
You get gas
can you
points or
imagine
something.
imagine that story at the wedding? Yeah, I had stopped in for one of those MT Go salads, and well, I locked eyes, and I had to meet that lovely lady, so I logged into my Sheets Singles app, and here we are all these years later.
Thank God she was also on the Sheets dating app. I swiped right instead of walking up to her and saying hi like a normal person would.
I don't get it, and I like you said, I think it is a message that a lot of people can relate to. I kind of want to talk about some other things first. We're going to start with Almost Gone's beginning of 2022. You guys have had 2 shows, correct? Just 2?
Yeah, we've had 2 shows so far.
So how did that go? How are people going, about things in the world of now? I think we're all the way to Omicron in the Greek alphabet.
Yeah. Yeah, we went. I don't know how it works. I'm not smart enough, but we went somehow from like the regular vid to Delta. So we skipped Beta and Gamma, and then we skipped all the other letters and went up to Omicron. So we got, I don't know. I can't figure it out. I'm not going to try, but I play music, so I'll just stick to that. But no, the shows were awesome. It's always tough at this time of year. It's cold. People don't want to go out and see shows as much as they do in like the summer. In the summer, we can do pretty well. The winter is a little bit tougher, but no, they were good. They were both last weekend. I actually went into the one Friday. I think this happens to a lot of singers when it gets cold. My voice was not feeling like it normally does, not as strong, and played the show, and I was fried at the end of it. And the next day I had to play a 4-hour show the following night. I was like, dude, how am I going to do this? And I drank a ton of tea the next day, and just got my adrenaline pumping when we started playing. And I don't know how, but I got through it. So these guys like a Mick Jagger, who's like 75, and he's playing night after night for 2 hours. I don't know how the heck he does it.
Well, that's literally all he has to do.
That's true. Yeah.
Like keep that in mind. He's Mick Jagger. So you actually beautifully segued into something that I kind of wanted to talk about with these winter shows. I mean, I don't know about you guys in Richmond, but we've been getting absolutely fucking pelted with cold ass snow and ice and just terrible wind. So like summer's easy because, well, frankly, the weather's beautiful. People are more inclined. The sun stays up later. How do you go into these winter shows? Like, what's your mindset with kind of approaching that?
I try and I mean I go into both summer and winter with the same mindset of like I'm there to um pull people out of their comfort zone and get them to have to have a good time, more so of a good time than like maybe they planned. Maybe they plan to go to the bar and have a drink and chill. And I don't like that. I like people to be up front and dancing and jumping up and down with me and yelling the lyrics. And I mean, I really do think most people like that better than just chilling at the bar anyway. Um, so I mean, it's a little bit tougher in the winter because, like you're saying, it's cold. People are they're a little bit more reserved, I think, than in the summer when everything feels a little bit more free. But yeah, that's how I go into it. I'm trying to get people to react.
So, I mean, speaking of crowd reaction, have you ever had a moment like there's one show that stands out in my mind. It was at Jack's in Springfield, Virginia. It might have been Empire Club at that point. It was Overkill. And this guy just got completely shit-faced. So much so that he kept screaming the name of a song that the band had already played like earlier in the set. Like that was all he wanted to hear. So like, have you guys had that moment where like someone's gone too far, gotten way too goddamn belligerent, and it's kind of been off-putting, or do you fully embrace that?
I get several of those every single show, dude. Seriously, I mean, it's not off-putting. You can't like be mad at them. I mean, I kind of appreciate the enthusiasm. It is distracting. I'll say that much. There was this guy last weekend who was real close to the stage, and he was kind of doing what you were doing. He was just yelling the name of a song over and over, and like real close. And you can't just say like, dude, we're not going to play that song. Please stop yelling at me. Like I can't say that into a mic. I guess I could, but I don't want to. I want to keep the mood like up and everybody having a good time. But yeah, those happen all the time.
So, I mean, was he at least requesting a song from your catalog?
No.
Or was it just like,
people just yell whatever they want.
I mean, they truly do. And that's something you and I were kind of talking about off air. Is there's this weird, like, magical balance where when you're at a show, if you show up and everyone's kind of like super sober and getting off work, that's not going to match the same energy where like someone's been, for instance, like a festival, they've been drinking since like 10 a.m. And that's just going to be a special kind of energy. So I want to talk, and then that's going to be my segue, my clumsy ass segue into a festival discussion. And there was a festival announced that's going on in Vegas in October, and lineup's pretty killer. I still don't believe it's real. The When We Were Young Fest. What are your thoughts on that lineup?
Well, that lineup is amazing. For me, at least, I love every band that I recognized on that, which was probably 90% of them. The only thing about that festival, and I haven't heard anybody else say this yet, but like I'm 28 years old. So when I was a kid or a young teenager, that stuff, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, My Chemical Romance, that stuff was just the hot thing. But like, no, I've heard nobody say this. Like, it's kind of like a slap in the face, the title of it. Like, why is nobody else bothered by that? Like, When We Were Young, it's like, oh, okay, I guess that is over now. Thanks. I mean, I
guess we're not young now.
Yeah, exactly. But like, there are some artists on that list that are that have been in the music scene for 1 or 2 years. There's a couple of them on there, which makes me so happy to see. I love seeing like younger artists getting on bills with feel weird saying it, but veteran bands. My Chemical Romance, I guess, is a veteran band at this point. But I love seeing that because all those people that love My Chemical Romance, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Story So Far, all those other ones, if they haven't heard of the young ones, the Jadens, the Meet Me at the Altars, they're going to get turned on to them. They're going to love them. I have no doubt. If you like that stuff, you're going to love these new acts.
Yeah, there were a couple of bands that I thought were missing that I would put on the lineup. Like, for instance, I think the Killers need to be one of those headlining acts. Because you got My Chemical Romance, you got Paramore. For me, Hot Fuss was one of those same albums I was listening to in that same time frame. It just always kind of resonated with me. And then I don't know, like I'm also bordering on this calling it the Guilty Pleasures Festival, because it's like, yeah, I don't know if like as an adult I can still admit to listening to My Chemical Romance, but fucking Danger Days, Welcome to the Black Parade, like those albums all still kick ass. So I've got to ask, if you were to pick your dream lineup, like go back to Nick in high school, what would it be?
Oh shoot, Nick in high school. I would have. I don't even know. That would be a long list. Definitely at the top of the list would be Linkin Park and System of a Down. But those like the first that come to mind. But man, if I could put together a festival right now, like my dream festival right now, honestly, I would make it. There's this new wave of pop punk. I don't know if you've been following it. Basically, all these young artists that are working with Travis Barker. There's Jaden. There's Kenny Hoopla. There's Nothing Nowhere. There's Olivia Rodrigo. There's Willow Smith. I would put together something with like all of these young acts, and they would be the focus of the show. And then I would have like a couple veteran bands on there with them, because that what they're doing, I think, is so cool musically. It's getting the current young kids, the kids going into high school. It's really getting them into rock, into pop punk. And I think it needs to be in like the biggest spotlight it can. I think everyone should know about it because I think it's so awesome.
So I've got to take your modern pop punk statement and discuss an elephant, at least in the room around here. Machine Gun Kelly's most recent album, Tickets to My Downfall. What were your thoughts on it?
Oh, I love it.
Oh my God. It killed, and I think I'm excited for this next album, which apparently he's going to keep going in that same direction. And I think Travis Barker kind of has this weird Midas touch. Like everything he touches turns to gold. Like I remember when I was in high school still, Soulja Boy was a big thing. So he did that drum cover of Soulja Boy and kind of that remix, and it just stood out and kind of took music in a different direction. And I love that ability.
Dude, I'm a huge Travis Barker fan. I realize that that's at the core of all these artists, and that's probably why I like it so much. But like, I think of him as like, it's gonna sound crazy, but my generation's Rob Halford. Like, think about like Rob Halford in the 70s and 80s, black leather, singing Hellbent for Leather. Everything that guy did was cool. Like, goes out on stage and like screams metal gods. I bet he put like goosebumps on everybody. He just dripped coolness. And I think that's how Travis Barker is. Like everything he does is cool. He plays in Blink, become the biggest band in the world. And then boom, he spins off and has a clothing line that's awesome. And then boom, he spins off, does Soulja Boy. Now he started producing rap artists like Suicide Boys and a couple others that went on to be huge. And now he's producing all these young pop punk guys. Like everything he does is cool. Everything he says is cool. He's covered in tattoos. He looks like a badass, but like if you listen to him talk, he's actually seems like a chill, laid back, nice guy. It's like, so that's, I don't know. I think like you're saying, he's got that Midas touch.
No, and I think it's just his adaptability as a human. I think he just is ready to move along to whatever he sees fit, and he kind of just doesn't have any fear of a new interest, which I think is just fascinating as a musician, because like that's another thing. We'll go back to high school. It was one of those, you're not going to be listening to heavy metal and punk forever. And now, like, seriously, as an adult, I've branched out into a lot of different things. I still come back to those because those are my roots. But I think he kind of reached that evolution at a much younger age and has just kind of kept it going, because now he's in his 40s. Like, holy shit. So I do want to kind of circle back to Almost Gone before we wrap up. You guys posted a tease, if you will, on your social media about a new song you guys recorded last weekend. So you also posted with the any guesses as to what it's about. So do we have any clues? What's it about?
So my problem is like when you were asking me about Rut earlier, I'm always like so excited about what we have in the like backlog that we're about to release. Like what we've already released, I love it, but it's like, I've kind of been there, done that. What I'm really excited about is the stuff you guys haven't heard yet. So we recorded this song with Mikey Kanoy from the band Set for Tomorrow, who you should check out if you haven't yet. Mikey is a great guitarist. He's a great singer, but he is a brilliant producer. Our first song we've ever done with him, and he has crushed it. So I'm really excited about this. I've showed it to a couple of close friends just to show them like, hey, what are your thoughts on this? Because I always want feedback on how I can get better as a songwriter and things like that. But yeah, I'm excited about this one. This is going to be our biggest budget music video by far is going to be with this one. Probably going to be, it's a very upbeat party song. So it's probably going to be like a summer release.
All right. Well, that's something to look forward to. Of course, Nick, thank you so much for joining me. Almost Gone, Rut out now. They've got really, you just need to go ahead and check out their entire back catalog and be ready for the summer release. Do you guys have anything coming before the summer?
Yeah, we have a bunch of shows. I can't list them all right now. So find us facebook.com, Almost Gone RVA. That's RVA, like the letters RVA, or instagram.com/Almost Gone RVA. Check out our schedule. We have a bunch of shows between now and when the summer rolls around.
Lots to look forward to. Nick, thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure.